Where are we? And where do we go from here? Today's announcement is going to explain a lot to you guys. It's going to let you in on some of the conversations that we've been having, some of the things that have happened that have led us to where we're at, and what the future is going to look like for us. So, to start off with, just a brief history lesson to cover the where did we come from portion. New Chance RP started off as someone else's idea. It was a group of players from another server. Could you let the cat out, Ryu? It was a group of players from another server. She wants to get out. She's over at the door like, please let me out. It was a group of players from another server that had been disenfranchised, They said, hey, we want to do things our own way. We want to, create. It's like a lot of 5M servers are born, this way. So it's not too surprising. Ryu and I had kind of taken a break from roleplay at the time. She found out that these folks had started their own project and knew that we could help out, and kind of nudged me in that direction and said, hey, you should check this out. This might be something that you want to get into. She knew I'd always wanted to do some 5M dev, and so I joined in with people that we had known before. There was another developer on the project at the time. We worked together on New Chance for a year or so, and then things changed. Kind of had a bit of a fallout. And then they went their separate way, and I stayed and kind of took over leading the project with a group of other folks. And that's kind of when New Chance really kind of became my project. Before it was always, a group of other people, but I never really took it as my own project. I always made sure that I stayed very tuned into different groups of folks, the staff group and the leadership group, and eventually expanded on that premise. Learned a lot of lessons over the time, right? One of the lessons I learned the hard way led to a little bit of a downfall, unfortunately. But yet, it's yet another lesson, to learn and to kind of put in my back pocket and just have as foundation for moving forward. Every little road bump you experience, you can take something from. If you've got the right mindset and mentality for that, don't let it define you or defeat you, and just keep pushing forward and striving for what your dream is. Well, I realized that I had let go of too much. My heart wasn't really in it at that point. I had really just kind of given up control and given up my visions and kind of given up on my dream for the most part. Not fully, but for the most part. And it really took the wind out of my sails. Meanwhile, the other people in the project just didn't have the available capacity to do it justice. Not because they didn't want to or they didn't try. It's just people, we all have lives. We all have our day jobs, everything else like that. Hey, guys. Hey, Lopez. Welcome in. Mooseville. So, unfortunately, things just kind of started to lose a little luster, right? And you could see it in the numbers. You could see it in the community. Unfortunately, running a 5M server takes a lot of time, energy, and effort in order for it to be successful. It's not something where you can just kind of put it online and then, kick your heels up and lay back in your chair and watch it go. It doesn't work like that. No matter what you do, no matter how good your server is, 5M as a game and as a larger community just has a lot of turnover. It has a lot of people that like to try out different things. Maybe people don't fit in with the server, they don't fit in with the community. There's lots of reasons, but there's a lot of turnover. And in order to keep a server alive, you have to constantly recruit, you have to constantly enforce your server values, and we wavered a little bit on some of that stuff. So led to a little bit of a downward turn. And during that whole thing is when I kind of woke up and I realized that I had become disconnected and wasn't as motivated as I had been before. Things weren't going in the direction that I felt good about, but I felt pressured from the other people that were involved, not wanting to let them down, to kind of do things their way for some stuff, even going against my own beliefs and my own desires as the developer here. And that's when I decided I can't continue to do this that way. If I were to have continued, I would have just burnt out and not ever wanted to do this ever again. I would have just shut the server down and been done. And I didn't want that to happen. So I said, all right, I want to go back to the drawing board, and I want to make the server everything I've always wanted it to be. I want it to be what I had dreamed about. And I started making a list of things that I needed to do in order to get there, right? But there was a lot. There's a lot on that list. So I started thinking, like, my God, this is a lot of stuff. So, and then I started trying to figure out how I was going to release it. I finally came to the realization that it just wasn't possible. Like, the mechanic system was totally foobarred. I got sold a bag of goods by another dev, made a lot of claims, and then when I put the script in place, it was hella broken. It was lacking features that shouldn't have been lacking. And cars are a big part of GTA. I mean, Grand Theft Auto is the title of the game. Cars are the thing that people own the most of. They spend the most money on. They spend the most time in. Without a good car system, modification system, people get really frustrated. They spend money to customize the car and make it look how they want it to, an extension of their character. Besides the player, the car is the next most identifying thing about somebody's character and roleplay here in this game. And the fact that the neon kits weren't staying on and the spoilers were dropping off, I was like, all right, it's bad. So that was when I decided it's time for a new direction. All right. So we stopped advertising, and I thought I'd leave the server going and just kind of respect the people that had put their time and effort and investment into the community, and still make sure that they had a place to experience 5M and connect with the community and each other, and kept it going for a while. But man, it took a toll on the pop, and there's only so much you can do with 10-20 players. One day I woke up and I realized this isn't the experience that I want to provide. And even though there's other people here that would totally invest their time and stay here, and I love everyone for their dedication and loyalty. Thank you all so much, by the way. All of you that are here today, thanks for sticking through the thick and thin with us and truly being wonderful members of our community. This is more than just a game to me. I think that building connections with other like-minded individuals in a video gaming atmosphere, keeping those connections through Discord, maybe in playing other things together, is like the heart and soul of really what we do this for. Everything else it's just the way that we choose to enjoy our time together. But this community is the heart and soul of this project, and it's it's nothing without the community. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done, for all the support, the loyalty, the dedication, the contributions, the effort, creating wonderful relationships with each other, being so nice to newcomers. Like I could go on and on for this whole stream about how amazing our community is and why we wouldn't be anything without it. So, definitely the biggest asset we have is you guys. So don't get that confused when I talk about all this other stuff, right? You are the heart and soul, of this community. But I can't, I can't do it. I just can't do the way things were for the server, for New Chance, RP. I wasn't proud of it anymore. And that's what drives and motivates me. It's just being proud of what I do, and I'm an amateur, no doubt. I don't expect to be perfect. I know I'm going to screw things up. That's never going to change. Plus the fact this is a mod and it has its own problems. But I couldn't continue to put out what I was and be proud of it. And, I was feeling guilt. I was feeling like I was failing you guys and all that kind of stuff, and started weighing on me quite a bit. So that's when I decided it was time to really just shut the server down and not continue to have it the way it was, and to take what was left of the player base and the dedicated members of the community and try to focus on a new version, something that I could be proud of, something that really brought a brand new fresh feel to New Chance. And that's kind of the plan I put together and kind of presented out in the Discord, and kind of started making some changes there. Talked to Rayu about it, obviously, before that decision was made, and that's what we did. We shut down the server, and off we went to working on the future. Now, me personally, I have been bleeding my heart and soul, working my fingers to the bone. You can ask Rayu on this server for the entire time I've been in it, and I'm unhealthily addicted to coding and bug fixes and just all the things that I need to do in order to keep things moving forward. I've always wanted to continue releasing new features and just really make it a wonderful experience for everybody. And it takes a lot of effort, as I said before, and it really, really took a toll on me, physically and emotionally. And so when I did this, I decided I was going to take some time, some real time off for myself. And so I did. My birthday is the 4th of July, so I decided that I was going to take a couple weeks off around my birthday. I took time off work. I didn't even, actually for 2 weeks, I didn't even turn on my computer. I stayed off my computer totally. The gaming I did on my consoles and just did other things with life. And I thought it was a wonderful opportunity for all the community members to do the same thing. Get out there and play some other games, or try out other 5M servers if that's your cup of tea. I don't take that personally at all. You do what you want with your time. If you choose to spend it with us, I'm happy and flattered. If not, then it's a free country. Do what you want. I only hope that I can provide enough of a quality experience that you choose to spend your time here. But I know that's not going to be for everybody. And summertime came around, and it's nice. It's nice for us gamers to touch grass from time to time, although we may be definitely allergic to some things in the outdoors. It's always good to have a little sense of adventure, right? And get out in the real world from time to time. So I thought this would be a wonderful opportunity for the community members, the staff team, the leadership team, all these folks that have been also pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into this, to have a break, to step away, to focus in on life, to get some other creative outlets going, to experience other games, do that kind of stuff. Hay fever is a serious issue for a lot of people, so if that's you, I suggest maybe masking up before you touch the grass. Maybe put some gloves on. No. I'm not going to give medical advice on the stream today. The real world is very dangerous. I went outside once. The graphics weren't that good. Definitely not looking through the 3080 Ti. So, but it was really nice. It was really nice for me to get that opportunity to, break the chains, for an interesting metaphor. And the ball and chain that's under my desk that I is tied to my ankle and really keeps me plugged in and doing these things. And it kind of helped to kind of breathe a little bit more of a fresh perspective into things. So did a lot of thinking, did a lot of reminiscing. Did some work here and there a little bit, but really just kind of trying to put things into perspective for myself, kind of a spiritual thing, right, if you will. Just to kind of take that time off and really find my center again. So, kumbaya shit and all that. But, that's when I decided that things needed to really change, like a lot, even more than I had thought of before. So I thought, for this stream, I thought it'd be nice for us to go on a little bit of a journey together. I see some old names. We've spent a lot of time together. We've done some fun things. We've had some aggravation. We maybe fought with each other from time to time. We've made up. We've taken breaks and come back. So I just want to take some time to reflect on everything that New Chance has been for us. And just turn your attention to the screen here for a minute. I've got some stuff to share with you. The point is that the announcement that we have to make is that starting today, there will be no more New Chance RP. So we'd like to pay our respects and condolences to the community members. New Chance Roleplay has been a fun journey. It has been a wonderful experience. And like all good things, they all eventually have to come to an end. So, I guess, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. But, you know, this community is amazing. The server's been awesome. The experience has been fun. There's been turmoil. You know, it's not been 100% perfect, right? But nothing ever is. And yeah, I've learned a lot. You know, I'm definitely going to take these lessons. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think I'm going to black out. Oh, oh. Oh, oh Lord. My vision. Must be the tears in my eyes. I might even find myself on a spiritual journey in a second. I don't know. We'll see. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess, does anybody have anything they'd like to share in the chat to memorialize their time with New Chance? Maybe a favorite memory, you know, your favorite feature, things like that. Is that it? Yeah, I mean, it's curtains for New Chance, that's for sure. Here, let me put some music back on. New Chance is not coming back. Rip the New Chance. It's right there on the It's right there on the tombstone, right? 1, 2, 3, go! Some good memories. The monster truck rolling over zombie hordes. Oh yeah. Our zombie events were fun. Getting ran over by humane labs. Which time? How about getting blown out of the sky? There you go. Damn. Heartfelt message there by Sleezes. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot. But I didn't talk about the future yet. Where do we go from here? We are going to be releasing a new roleplay server called Unwritten Roleplay. We're not done. I'm not done. You're not done. It's time for a new chance for everyone, including us. And a lot of it is still unwritten. But I've been working hard, along with the testers and the staff members and leadership, ever since we stopped advertising New Chance to prepare for this new venture. Starting today, New Chance RP will be rebranded. Our server, our web pages, all of our socials, everything. And I'll continue to work towards our goal of releasing the server that I want to deliver to you. A high quality, player-focused, role-play-driven experience for everyone that has grown to love the community that we've all created together. It's not over. It's just beginning. There we go. So I'm gonna bring the music down a little bit, and I'm gonna let Rayu talk to you about the rebranding efforts that she has carried out for us here. Go ahead and tell them what you want. It's been in the works for probably a month now, I think.
Yeah, hold on, let me mute your screen. But yeah, we've been trying to hide this. I mean, some people kind of knew about it, but I stopped sharing. But yeah, we've been just working on rebranding in the background for the past month or so. Originally, we were gonna do new pants, uh, new chance 2.0, and y'all might have saw the little slide that went by that said like "see you in 2.0," and that was originally what we were gonna do. But then we were like, we just kind of like sat there and thought about it, and how he mentioned earlier, new pants, RP. Um, um, but we kind of just sat there and like just didn't really feel like like if we were changing this much, it might as well take it to the next level. And like he was kind of saying earlier, with the fact that it never really kind of felt like it was ours, because that name wasn't really ours. And so we just decided, this would be the best time. We the server's totally down, and we're like just changing up the entire server as a whole, mechanic wise and everything. So best time to start up doing the name. Got a lot of really cool stuff. I already have some of the stream assets set up too. Like the thing I had for NCRP, where it was like the VPN that covered your phone, or the GPS blocker that you could put over your GPS. I have those that are going to be ready to go here. YouTube channel is going to get rebranded. I have it all ready pretty much. I've been sitting on it for a long time and super excited to show you the design that I've been working on. But yeah, it's just turning a new page and becoming a new server. Something we can totally call ours,
And why Unwritten?
Natasha Bedingfield. She's a queen. She's an icon. No, I'm just kidding. But actually, that song did inspire it. Should I tell them the original idea? Because I'm afraid if I tell them the original idea for the name, they might like that one more. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna say it anyway, because we're not gonna go back to the name anyway. But what happened is we were already thinking about names to rebrand too, and originally we were gonna go for storybook roleplay. But whenever I was like designing the stuff for that name, I was playing Natasha Bedingfield in the background, and I just like heard the word Unwritten, and then all of a sudden I just like jokingly mentioned that, and then Sindler was like, "Holy shit!" And then we're like, "Wait, holy shit, we like that more." So we swapped over to Unwritten. This decision was like mainly between me and him, by the way. We did like get leadership in on some stuff a little bit here and there, just a little bit, but whenever it came to the name change, it was like it was kind of important to both of us, and like the mom and dad in a way, to like kind of like choose that name. And so Unwritten is what eventually came out of everything. And we've been just like trying to get everything ready. You might have even seen some stuff kind of leaking out. I know we had that one guy in the Discord like a week ago, like come in that was like, "Is this the Unwritten RP DayZ server?" And we're like, "Oh shit." But I got very nervous. But yeah, we've already like swapped up our websites and everything, and also there's that right there that's similar to put up on the stream about the loyalty stuff, which that'll be a really cool thing that we'll have going on, where you'll be able to be rewarded for playing on the server, which is awesome. And yeah, we've been swapping up some assets. He's throwing them on the stream right now, but
Can you kind of explain the aesthetic that you're going for?
I didn't want to change too much from New Chance as a whole. But I did want some stuff to change here and there. So we went through with getting some new peoples that are kind of like standing around the logo, kind of like how we've had for the New Chance stuff, just to kind of keep that similar vibe, but freshen it up a bit. And overall, just overall to kind of doing the damn thing and just kind of keeping it fresh, but like, you know, kind of swap it over to this new palette instead of like the warm colors. Um, I knew you'd like the color more, Cat. Um, also, they're like my favorite colors too. Like the color palette we have right now is like chef kiss. I've never been an orange and yellow person. I'm gonna keep it fully real with y'all. I can't do it. Like, like I've been living a lie. I'm like vibrant pink, blues, like all colors of the rainbow, neon shit. It was a little too warm. So now we're kind of going for that kind of like retro neon type of vibe, because that's also just kind of been what me and Sinlar are like in general. And so now it's like actually like representative of like the stuff that we kind of like. And also it's just like, I just think it's fresher. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, I like orange. I do. But like not orange and yellow. It like looks too much like fire. And some of the, he's showing that little circle icon on there. That was originally going to be our logo for the Discord, but now it's like a borderless one. Also, if y'all check out the Discord right now, it had been swapped over for the most part. We're still going to be working on some stuff. I actually was working on some stuff during the stream, but icons are going to swap over. I don't know if y'all noticed at one point, but we did delete all of our icons related to NCRP way before this. We also what else did we do? For a brief moment, if you guys were here at like dead ass o'clock at night, we had like cleared all mentions of the name off of the server for a second, but I kind of freaked out and told him, I was like, no, not yet, not yet. Like, we can't do this yet. So that's why we kind of had like that bluish logo. That was actually his personal logo for New Chance RP. But it kind of fit the colors that we have now. But I don't know. It's a whole thing. I'm really excited for these times. I feel like I kind of took a little step up here and there just to kind of create this new kind of vibe. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't really like that logo. I might change that one. This is a little too pastel.
Yeah. I think it looks amazing, and
you like it still?
You've done a wonderful job with all of these assets and getting them prepared for today's announcement, well ahead of when the server's going to be ready. So, thank you for all the artistic design and the input, and for being patient with me when I ask for tweaks. And I'm probably annoying at some of the designs that you make, nitpicking stuff, but it looks amazing. Okay. This is a wonderful change. This is kind of our way of making this community our own. We love New Chance and everything that it has been for us and everyone here, but moving forward, we really just wanted to kind of let go of the past, you know, take the lessons learned and, you know, turn a new page. It's time for a new chapter. We don't want to, hey, thanks for the gift subs, Lopez. Appreciate that. We don't want to, you know, continue attracting people that are looking for new chances. And it's the conversation we did have with the leadership team before we decided to rebrand. I think that the name New Chance really does kind of market itself to people who are cast away or shut out or that have failed somewhere before. It also caters to people that are new, maybe new players to roleplay, and we're going to be changing that approach. Now, I know a lot of people that are here, or people that you know, maybe this is their first roleplay server ever and they never roleplayed before. That's fine. We're not saying that, but we want this new project to cater to experienced roleplayers, people that have history, that have background, that have a concept of roleplay already, and we want to focus on quality roleplay. We've always wanted to, but it's hard when you're attracting new players and castaways. So Unwritten, it really points more towards the fact that this is a roleplay, it's story-driven roleplay. There's a book in the image. The story's unwritten because you write the story as you roleplay. Come here and create your story with us is one of the things that we're going to be using as like a tagline. We will be whitelisting the server from day one. Now, it's difficult. Whitelisting a server from day one is extremely difficult because you have to have population for people to want to even bother applying, going through the application process. The application's only going to have 5 questions. It's not going to be, like a write me an essay type of thing. But we will be whitelisting from day one. And that means that we need you guys, our long-time dedicated community members to be ready to help us put those numbers up that will attract new other people and will encourage people to want to fill out the application. But we stand hard against shitty roleplay with Unwritten now. We will be more strict with our staff process. And when we see somebody that's really bringing low-tier roleplay, we're not going to put up with it. I'm going to be callous as like I was before. And it's, it sucks for some people. It sucks for the people that are being judged and their roleplay that's being judged. But ultimately, what I've seen is the good role players have come and gone a lot of times. I know a lot of y'all are still here, but we have lost some good role players because of the constant influx of new players and the constant influx of people who just don't have quality role play or that don't want to have quality role play, that are getting banned from other servers and coming here for a new chance and then bringing the same stuff that they got banned for here. And then when you're a high tier role player yourself and you're having to deal with scrubs all the time, that's not a good experience for you. Not to mention, hackers and the like. So putting up a whitelist will just help us actually improve the quality of our players. It will help us ward off hackers and people that are just here to troll. It'll make it easier for the community to grow slowly, but with a higher quality of people. And if people don't want to invest the time into filling out an application, then what kind of time are they going to invest in their roleplay and building their character's story? We've already designed with leadership. We've already designed the intake questions, and we have that. It's ready to roll out. So we're prepped for launch on those things. We're going to be revamping the Discord experience. Right now, it's been stripped. I've really just kind of deleted a lot of shit. But the Discord experience is going to be less cluttered, more welcoming. There's going to be an onboarding process that Discord, we qualify for the community onboarding feature for Discord servers. So we're going to be able to use that to have a more welcoming introduction to players into our Discord server. And from a game server perspective, I'm not going to have this done until Q4 of this year. So I want to release it in the fall, but I just don't think I'm going to make it. There's so much that I need to do in order to put this server together in a way that I will feel good delivering it to you as a product. And here's one of the, and let me explain that a little bit more, because there's a big reason behind this. Okay, I know it's a long time. There's a big reason behind this. What we've done in the past I don't want to continue to do. And specifically what I'm talking about is just the frequency and amount of content releases. I don't want to do that anymore. It's exhausting. It's exhausting for me, and it creates an unstable. I finally realized this, and some of you may already have known this, and maybe you've been beating your fist against your desk, and you're like, "Why is he such an idiot?" Thanks for telling me, but I finally realized it. Right, all that stuff, like the whole idea of like releasing content every week, every month, consistently, is a wonderful idea, but a horrible practice. What people really want from a roleplay server is stability. You want the systems to work. You want reliability. You want your car mods to stay on. You want your drug sales to go through. You want the systems to be the way that you know that they were. It's doing like a housing change and a garage system change and all these. I've done major system changes. I even updated our base mid server cycle, like during the live production cycle. I should not be doing that. That is a horrible idea from a development perspective. It introduces instability, it introduces bugs, it introduces downtime. It's stupid. I was blinded by this drive to want to continue to push fresh new things to you guys. And it's okay to push out little stuff here and there. But I will no longer be continuing to support any type of major system releases or changes during a server cycle with URP. It will be stable. It will be reliable. It will be familiar. It will be high quality. There will be bugs. I will fix them. And then the time that I would have normally spent developing all this crap to put in, you know what I'm going to be able to do with that time? I'm going to be able to fucking roleplay with you guys. You know how long it's been since I've actually been able to roleplay? Even when I took time off to do the Humane Labs storyline with you guys. That was me burning the candle at both ends. Because I was developing while I was trying to do that. And if I don't get in and get to play on the server that I make, I don't get to see the systems firsthand. I also don't get to really enjoy what I've created. Now, I love the streamers here because that's my window into my world. I want you guys to know, if you're a streamer and you've streamed New Chance before, I'm always popping in your streams. It's not because I want to keep tabs on you or I want to spy on what other people are doing. It's nothing like that. It's literally the only way that I was able to enjoy my server, by watching you guys stream it. And I'll still do that. I still love our streamers. I'm still going to continue to stay dedicated to streamers. It's, I appreciate you guys putting us out there and helping us, get more of an audience. And it's also just still something that I enjoy doing. But I want to get in and actually roleplay, and I want to create more story-driven events and not have to, when I do it, and be able to enjoy it, not have to worry about creating the story-driven event and also working on this bug and also working on this new feature because I have a deadline to get it in before the end of the month because it's blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of stress and pressure on me, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So that's why I need time. Just all of that was just kind of explained to you. Like, that's why I need till the end of the year to put this out. So I've been working on some things and I've got some things done. There's a lot of systems that I am like at the base level that I'm tying together that aren't fully tied together. It's kind of like, I guess you could say it's like a shoe that I'm putting new laces in, right? And I've got to put the laces through every single eye hole. And then after it's all done, I got to tie the bow on it, right? So, I'm still just threading the laces in the shoe. It's really early. I'm building a lot of the systems, and then I'm connecting them together and making sure that they interact properly. One thing that I want to actually show you guys today is not, it's not 100% done, but it's a loyalty system. Oh yeah, I already told her about that one. We'll rebrand my Discord, we'll rebrand my Twitch, and I think we already rebranded the YouTube. By the way, we have a website. It's www.unwrittenrp.com. I got a frickin' .com for us. Thank God. So unwrittenrp.com. That's our website. I will be enhancing the website still. It's little, like, I started working on it, but it's not done yet. No GG. I mean, I could buy the .gg.
Damn, we should have done that.
I mean, I could still buy it unless somebody else is going to go register it right now on my stream.
I'll cry.
If somebody does, I'm going to be so mad.
We'll do you. No, I'm just kidding.
What? We don't have legal representation.
We don't.
Wait a minute.
Shit.
The .gg is $100 a year. Fuck that. You all can buy it. I ain't buying that shit.
Yeah, buy it for us, please.
No, we can spend $100 on something way better than a .gg that we're not going to use that much. Anyways, that was a fun chat. All right, so let me switch back to the game scene here. Well, one more look at where we all came from. May it rest in peace. Fond memories of the past. How can I, oh Lord. This is going to be awkward. Wait, what did I just do? Uh-oh. Boop. Anyways. Oh. So, don't black out, no. One of the main principles of our new server of Unwritten Roleplay is going to be making sure that we cater to multiple types of players. Now, we all know that, you know, it's I've kind of did this already with like the PD idea where I've got 3 different PDs and kind of already said like, hey, you know, people that are more laid back can look to be in this police department. It's just different styles of role play. Yes, I do have pants. Thanks for noticing. But more so so there's going to be a lot of progression elements to this new server. I really want there to be more RPG type elements here, things that you can work on over time to develop your character and actually gain new abilities and access to new things for the time that you've spent in working towards those goals. So I also want to make sure that people that have that are lucky enough to have, you know, an unlimited amount of playtime, like that, you know, maybe they work on an oil rig and they get like 6 months off a year or something, and they can sit there for 6 months and just like play the game all day every day, right? There's those people exist. You know, we love the people that can put those numbers up for us and help keep our population numbers up for long periods of time. We also love the people that don't have as much time to give, that, you know, can only give a couple hours a couple days a week. So, and that's something that we had talked about with the community a while ago. And so I've kind of taken the conversations that we had there, and I've built this, there's going to be like a limitation on progression that is going to allow casual players to keep up with everyone that's not casual. But the more that you play, the faster you'll earn the rewards. But I'm doing it in the form of like a weekly type of mission instead of having dailies. So let me just bring it up and I'll show you real quick. I think I still call it daily. So this is the loyalty system. There's one daily award, and that's your casino spin pass. So there will be no free casino spins anymore. People were kind of farming them, and people would make other characters just to go and do the daily casino wheel, and it was just not a good thing. So you'll have to play for 2 hours each day in order to earn your free spin. And so that's the only one that's daily. Now every other award that we have is going to be weekly, and they're here listed in the smaller windows. One of them is play for 10 hours. That's easy. So after you've played for 10 hours, you'll be able to get a cash reward. After you've gathered 1,000 resources, you'll be able to get a cash reward. After you've crafted 25 items, you'll be able to get a cash reward. This is a tie-in to the college system. So you will earn college credits for 1 credit for every hour that you are logged in, but it caps at 5 per week. So if you can play 1 day for 5 hours, you will earn all of your college credits for that week. If you can't, but throughout the course of the 7-day week, you can play for a total of 5 hours across all those different days, you'll still earn all your college credits. So this is how the progression for the college system is going to be kept equal. The people that can play more will be able to get their college credits and spend them faster, because that, if they can spend 5 hours on the first day, then they'll have all their credits for the week, and they can go invest those credits into their education, and they'll be able to benefit from that investment earlier in the week than somebody who's more casual. And these other ones on the bottom, you can ignore those. Those are just placeholders I was using for testing development. And so this updates, as you play or as you do actions, this will update your progress. It tells you where you're at. When it's completed, the button will light up, and you can click on this to get your reward. It'll deliver. For this one, it's going to give you a casino spin pass. It's going to go right into your inventory. Now you can take that and use it on the casino wheel if you want to, or you could collect them and maybe have a spin-a-thon, or you could give them to a friend, or you could sell them. Whatever you want to do with them. It's up to you. Yeah, and so this ties in to the college system quite well. I'll give you a little taste of the college system for those of you that haven't seen it. It's not done, like I said, I need till the end of the year. But let's go down to the college real quick for those of you who haven't seen this yet, and I'll show you. So we come to the college, and we have to go and talk to the professor here. He's standing over at this building. So once you've earned your credits, you can come and invest them in your education. So this is the professor. And these are the different subjects that we have: business, distribution, chemistry, engineering, and ecology. That one's not actually one. I might change it. I might put another one there, but for right now, I don't. I am going to put another one there, a different one. But anyways, let's just look at business. So I've already decided to go into the business major. I need to update the UI. But this is basically what it looks like. So as you earn college credits, you can spend the credits here. And this is just basically just a specialization system that I've termed to look like a college system. All right. So for all other video games that you've ever played, if you think about specializations, that's what we have. Now, you are locked into the major that you choose. So if you choose business, you can't spec into any other major. And when you want to skill up, you have to spend credits and you have to pay to take the class. So there's a financial element here, along with the time element. So you've got to spend the time to earn the credits, and then you have to pay for the class, right? And then you'll unlock these additional perks. For the business major, this one is more for like the people that want to take their businesses and make them a little bit dirty. So this will give you access to improving your money wash. This one specifically gives you access to running more jobs at a time. So I tell people when I explain this, think about it like you actually have an actual washing machine, right? And when you start a wash cycle, you put your money in there and you hit start, and you can't stop that until it's done. You can't stop it and put more money into it. Like, it has to run until that wash is done. So if you want to run another cycle with a different pool of money, maybe today you put all your money in and then you start it up, and then somebody comes and they're like, hey, I got 50K, can you wash it? Well, if you don't have another washing machine, you'll have to wait till that first one's done. So this skill basically gives you more washing machines to use. So you can have multiple jobs running at a time, which increases the amount of time that you can, or the amount of output you can crank out, right? This other one is a way for you to increase your conversion rate. So the dirty comes out as clean. The more you skill this up, the better rate you're washing at. That's pretty straightforward for everybody. And then this one reduces your monthly renewal cost for the business. So this is just an example. I mean, there's other majors. Chemistry is like your drugs. So yeah, you can always look at this. You can always come and look at these. You just can't spec into one if you've already. Here's my major showing up now. If you already have a business major, you can't spec into another one. But this is chemistry. So here's your meth line. This gives you meth abilities. So no one can cook meth until they've learned this. Before, you just had to like buy an RV. The drug system's completely changing. A lot about like pretty much everything about the drug system is going to be changing in one way or another. So this is how you learn to be a cook. This is how you cook meth. This one is how you cook coke. And this one is how you learn to make oxy. Dope. Yeah, funny punny. So these three are top tier drugs. Oxy is tier 3 drug. They will no longer feed from each other. So like, the meth, coke, and oxy are all going to be created the same way with base materials, and they'll be cooked in an RV at this level. As you level these up, you get reductions in the amount of product that is needed to create the drug. So that's basically your yield goes up, your efficiency goes up, and then at the end you unlock the ability to you don't have to use the RV anymore. Once you get to the end of the line, you unlock the ability to use a table, which you'll have to get a different way. But but you can unlock the ability to cook at a table, which will be a lot easier than dealing with the RV. So that's kind of the drug specialization. Ecology is like a gathering. So I don't have this all typed out yet, but so you can carry more. So this increases your carry capacity of your player, which is nice. This one, let me see. If I pull up the spreadsheet, I can tell you a little bit more about it. Sorry, give me 1 second. I didn't bother typing everything into the UIs yet because I was working on the back end systems. Oh shit. Spent a lot of time in spreadsheets just planning all this stuff out. So here we go. So yeah, carry weight. This one's going to be improved recycling. And then, so because like you can recycle broken, you'll be able to recycle broken items and get scrap materials, which then you can use for crafting. And then this one is going to be like special crafting recipes that you'll unlock if you have this specialization. Distributions, your drug sales. So this one you'll as you spec this one up, you'll be able to sell more drugs at a time for each transaction. This one you'll have like less rejections, so more success in your drug selling, and then this one you'll gain access to like lower police notifications, so you'll be less likely to have the cops called on you when you're selling. What else? So engineering's basically going to be the weapons creation. So this is going to be, this injection molding is going to be like pistols, shotguns, barrel attachments, that kind of stuff. Machining is going to be like your SMGs and clips, and then the metal casting is going to be your rifles and scopes. So as you earn these points, maybe you decide to go down one line. Maybe you already know somebody that's making rifles and scopes, and you're like, well, I'll do the SMG one then, and you can focus on that. And eventually, once you've played enough and you've got enough money to spend here, you will be able to unlock every single one of these skills when you're done. But it's going to take you 5 weeks. It's going to take you 5 weeks to fully unlock all of these specs, and then the money that you'd have to spend to get it too. This script, so I'm not really great at UI design. I'm not good at HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So typically what I do is I'll find somebody that's developed something that's close to what I want or need, and then I will heavily modify it. I can modify UI design. I'm not good at just like creating it from scratch. So yeah, most of what I do is I buy somebody else's script that is close to what I need, and then I make sure I can get it unencrypted, and usually if I have to, I'll pay more to get the unencrypted version, and then I'll go in and drastically modify it. So that's what I did. You won't see, like, if you were to find the person that made this script and you bought it from them, it wouldn't be anything like this. It's pretty much I used some of the logic that he used to connect these lines together for when you spec into it, and then everything else has been changed, even the layout from the original author. So thanks for that question. So the other thing, like this also ties into the business ownership. Well, so here's a question. If each crew member chooses a different major, are those people then able to use their major to benefit your crew? No. So the college system is for the players. It has nothing to do with crews at all. So that is kind of the idea, is that it, that if you had a group of friends or other people that you played with, that you would try to like be strategic with them and say, okay, well, I'll take the chemistry, you take the distribution, I'll make the drugs, you sell them. or I'll take the business one and I'll buy the business, and you take the gathering one and you gather the supplies and bring them to me, and I'll turn them into the products. Um, that type of stuff. So it's really meant to. The whole idea is that you will work with other people and create some symbiotic relationships with them. Yeah. Breaking Bad's obviously provided a lot of ideas. But that's so when it comes to crews, so basically official gangs are no longer something that we're gonna have in the server. But we will have crews. There's going to be a system where you can register to create your own crew, and you'll gain certain benefits for that. There's going to be limits on the number of players you can have in your crew because we don't want them to be like massive. I think right now we're planning on 10 players as the max. So, the owner and 9 other people. And crews are meant to be an illegal organization. So if you decide to be in a crew, whether you own it or you're just a member, that will limit you from being able to purchase businesses from Dynasty 8 Executive. And this is so that because we want there to be a very clear, we want there to be coordination and collaboration between crims and non-crims on the server. So we want the businesses to be reserved. I've always wanted the businesses to be reserved for the people that aren't full on crim. It doesn't mean that you can't do illegal things if you want a business. You most certainly can. A lot of like my main focus on crafting all of this stuff is to make sure that players have free will. And to build, instead of building limitations, when at all possible, to build consequences instead. So I really want to open things up and just really make it so that you can do whatever you want to, for the most part. But you will have to pay the consequences. For example, if you aren't in a crew and you decide you want to own a business, and while you own that business, you decide that you also want to spec into chemistry and learn how to create meth, and then you get busted creating meth, you will lose your business. And then you will have 60 days in real time where you will not be able to own a business again since your felony. Every time you get another felony, the clock resets. So if you're a business owner and you get a felony, you'll lose your business and you won't be able to get another business back in for 60 days. That means somebody else can come in and buy your business now, because businesses are not owned, they're leased. So Dynasty 8 Executive is leasing the businesses. Let me see if I have that on. Yeah. So this is the Dynasty 8 Executive interface. Right now I don't have all of the businesses set up, but the mechanic shops are in here, and I think the car dealerships are in here right now. So this is business leasing. It's a 30-day lease, and if you own it, you get a 7-day early renewal window so that you can renew it before it expires. That way somebody can't come and swoop it out from underneath of you. If you don't renew the lease, then the business goes back on the market and somebody else can lease it. Now, if you've had a felony in the last 60 days, you can't lease a business. And you can't be employed with another leased business. So this is to create a clear separation between the business system and the crew system. Now, I will say that for crews, there will be a different business system that only crews can access. So if you're an owner of a crew, you can buy they're not going to be businesses. They're going to be more like HQs or hideouts. But you'll be able to buy property that's only available to crews through a different similar system, right? So basically, so for example, what's Oak Grove? Let's just say the cul-de-sac on Grove Street. Okay, we all know that that's a gang area, right? So the cul-de-sac on Grove Street will be purchasable through a business type system, but will only be available for crews. So if you have enough people in your crew and you have enough money, then you can go and get that, and that's gonna have some other perks and benefits to it for your crew. Now you don't have to do that if you have a crew. Each crew will also be able to set down a garage location, inventory location anywhere on the map. So if you decide that you want to buy a house from Dynasty 8 in Sandy Shores and that's going to be your HQ, you can set your crew's garage and your crew's stash there at that house, and you can operate your crew out of that property too without having to do anything else. So it's again free will. So you decide where your crew's stationed at. Anywhere on the map. Just buy it up. So that's kind of the business system. What else? What else is there? There's going to be skill progression. These are not all built out yet, but you're going to have crafting skills, cooking skills, diving, driving, mining, wood cutting. These are the gathering skills. There's going to be like 7 or 8 gathering skills. I don't have them all built into here yet, but there's going to be like 7 or 8 gathering activities that you can do to gather raw materials for the crafting system. The crafting system, there's going to be a prison system. The crafting system will be recipes will be restricted. Some recipes will be restricted. So there'll be like a set of base recipes that everybody can make. Like everybody will be able to make their own bandages. But certain recipes will be restricted to business types. So if you want to, if you want to be able to make a certain type of item, you might have to purchase a business to be able to create that item. So that gives the businesses specific items that only they can create and sell, right? Or they can sell them to anybody, and then anybody can sell them to the other people. But to craft it, you'd have to own or work at one of these businesses. Another thing is the skills. So this, like, you saw the weapons crafting is going to be through the college system. So having some college skills will give you access to recipes that if you don't have that college skill, you won't be able to make that recipe. And then I'm probably going to put some blueprint recipes in where you will have to find the blueprint and then learn the blueprint in order to unlock access to craft that item. And once you've learned it, then you'll keep the ability to craft that item for good. So that's kind of the diversity of the crafting system that's coming in. There's all kinds of raw materials that are going to feed the recipes for crafting items, and those are all going to rely on, going out there and doing the gathering activities. A new prison system, that prison system that I've been talking about, that's going to be shipped with the release. So the prison system will have longer prison sentences. Time will tick by while you're offline. So if you just want to switch to another character, or if you just want to log off for the day, you can tick out your prison sentence while you're offline. There'll be quests, basically. There'll be like a mission system that'll work in prison that you can do to gain access to some things that you can only get while you're in prison. And then there will be the opportunity with the right amount of stuff to actually do jailbreaks to get yourself out early. The cruise system will also have access to missions that only will be accessible for crews. So for choosing to be a crew and getting locked out of other things in the server, there will be access to only certain activities will be accessible just to crews. So heists, think heists. The heists will be coming to crews. You'll have to be in a crew in order to participate in one of the bigger heists that are coming in the new server. Not bank jobs, not stores, but big time heists. And a whole hell of a lot of other stuff. And of course, a lot of the systems that you're already familiar with. There's a brand new tutorial concept that I'll be putting in place. That's going to be even better than the one that we have now, and will allow players to go back and reference the tutorial anytime they want to. It will not shut people out of the tutorial if they crash, and they won't be able to I can't continue the tutorial because I crashed out. I've also these dialogue NPCs. I created this really great dialogue system. Let me show you. So this is just for testing, so you'll see a lot of garbage in here, but the dialogue system I created allows us to make NPCs that you can have full-on conversations with. So I could ask Dirty Dolores here about pigs, and then I can ask her why they have curly tails. She answers me. I think it's to help them spray their shit all over the place. They make a lot of shit. And then I can go back in that conversation, and I can ask about cows. And she says, "Oh, I'll try. What do you want to know?" And I'll say, "Do the babies really taste better?" And she'll say, "Wow, you went there. I'm going to avoid answering that." And then there's other things, but I can go back and I can ask her this other question, and she can answer that one. And I can see that some things have more dialogue options to them, more layers, where others don't. So if I ask, "What do they eat?" she just answers it, but there's no other questions under that one. But if I ask about if the babies taste better, then she tells me that she's going to avoid answering it, and I can persist and say, "No, really, you should tell me how much you like the taste of baby cows." And then she'll say, "Okay, you're a sick one. What is this, some kind of fetish?" And then I can say, "No." And she says, "I call bullshit." So this is a funny example of what I can do with it, but this has really, so think about this from like a tutorial perspective, right? So if you're brand new to the server and you go up to a garage and you don't know anything about the garage system, well, I can put one of these NPCs at every garage, and I can have the dialogue tell you about the garage system, how the garages work. What's the difference between this garage system and the housing garages? I have them tell you about valet. I can have one of these NPCs at every job location, so you can talk to the person, and find out more about the job and like what the job requires and what it's all about. So tutorials going to be all over the entire server, taking the guesswork out of playing on our server it allows people just to focus more on being able to roleplay. They don't have to ask those weird questions like, "Hey, what muscle do I press to blah, blah, blah?" The NPC will just tell them, right? So those are going to be everywhere. And there's going to be a slew of them at the starting motel for the tutorial. So the tutorial's still going to start off at the airport. It's going to have you drive to the motel. And then at the motel... Oh boy. Wait. There it is. So, the motel right now, tutorial brings you in here, and then it brings you over to the elevators. But just look around, like, how dead is this? Right? This is a nice map. This is a nice lobby map. So instead of it being dead in here, there's going to be like a check-in concierge. There's going to be here's the concierge. So there'll be a concierge here that'll have a lot of basic information about the server. And then this is registration. So this will be where you can get information about the hotels and getting a room. And maybe you can even inquire, like, are there any rooms available on this floor? Because I know right now you kind of have to run around this place to find a room, and sometimes you'll go to different floors and you still won't find one. So there'll be a person here at registration NPC you can ask, like, hey, are there any rooms available on floor 1, floor 2, floor 3? And it'll be like, yeah, there's this many rooms, so you don't have to waste your time. And then there can be other NPCs out here just hanging out. Maybe one sitting in this chair, and you can go and talk to them. And this is the person that tells you about the racing system that we have. And there's a person over here, and you can talk to them. And this person tells you about the garage system, or there'll be somebody with EMS clothes on over here, and you can talk to them, and it'll tell you about getting a job with EMS and how you can do that. So this lobby is going to be full of all kinds of tutorial NPCs. And anytime a player forgets something, or maybe they're overwhelmed, they're like, oh my god, there's so much here, I don't know, I don't need to know about the racing system right now, it's cool to know they have one. And then later on they get a car and they're like, hey, I want to learn about that racing stuff. They can come back and talk to the NPC then. So yeah, I spent a lot of time making that dialogue system for that purpose alone, and I think it's really gonna be beneficial to people being able to become acclimated with the server in a non-weird way and not have to ask OOC questions to people, because there's no other way for them to get the information. Of course, we're still going to have the help guide. That's going to need a lot of revamping. But, so a lot of really brand new, amazing systems, lots of interactions between the systems, but also a lot of the, familiar old systems that we've had before too will still be here. So, questions? I'll do 10 minutes of questions, and then we're gonna wrap up the stream. So, if you got questions, throw them at me now. Any questions? Does everyone have to apply for their new server? Yes. We will be requiring everyone to go through the whitelist application process, except people that have made it into the testing. I'm not going to make people that are helping me build the server apply to the server. They're going to get in no matter what, but everybody else will have to fill out a whitelist application, even if you've been here for 4 years. Is it an economy wipe or a full wipe? It's a whole new server. I can't keep anything because so much is changing. There's a lot is changing. I can't afford to keep anything, so it's going to be a full wipe. So are we starting with a fresh start on Unwritten as far as memories with friends from New Chance, etc.? No, I don't think that it is my business to tell you what your character knows and doesn't know. I've never liked that idea. I never will do that idea. It's your character. You play it how you want to play it. So no, I ain't gonna wipe your memory. I'm not some evil scientist. I can't do that. Am I still taking testers? So in order to qualify to become a tester, you would have had to have played within like 30 days prior to me shutting the server down. So if you don't fit that criteria, then you won't be able to apply for testing. Maybe later on I will open it up to more people, but I'm not going to do that yet, or I might never do that. I'm not sure. I think there are like 3 open apps right now, and that haven't been closed out. So I haven't had I haven't been releasing a lot of testing missions, so I haven't added you folks that have applied. So I might still do that. So just hang on if you put an app in. I'm really just, I really just want to emphasize for the testers, like, I don't want people that are doing it just because they're interested in seeing what's going on behind the scenes. Like, I need effort, I need work, I need data, I need people to give me stuff. So I'm really strict about this. If I don't see participation, I'm kicking you out. That's just how it's got to be. So if you can't show up to test, I mean, the requirements for testing aren't that demanding. It's maybe a couple hours a week. That's all I really need. It's just a couple hours a week, probably. But if you can't do that, then you gotta go. Whitelisted jobs. If the it's going to be up to the job leads. I am not going to dictate to them what they do with their whitelist jobs. That's up to them. So if they want to wipe the staff and have people reapply, then that's what they'll do. If they want to bring everybody back and at the same ranks that they were before, then that's what they'll do. That's completely up to them. Yeah, if I have to kick you out of testing, I ain't gonna hold it against you. Like, it is what it is. I'm not like that. I don't like I know everybody's got shit going on. It's all good. I just need people. If you're going to be on the list, I just need to know that I'm going to hear from you. That's all. Any other questions? Got 5 minutes left. I don't hate anybody. Well, maybe there's maybe a couple of people, but most people I don't hate. Any major PD updates? I mean, there already have been. PD got tons of updates right before shit started getting low, so no, I'm not planning on doing anything major to police between now and release. Yeah, so clothing is definitely something. Will BCSO have their full uniform? Clothing is something that I'll be personally taking on. It just hasn't been completely done, so I'll be doing that myself to make sure it gets done before launch. The other thing no one's asked about, which kind of surprises me, handling. I absolutely will not release Unwritten Roleplay without the handling project being completed. I don't care if I have to delay it to next year. I hope I don't have to, but I don't care if I have to, because I will not release this without the handling being done. Censored myself. When will the city be back? 4th quarter. I'm aiming for quarter 4 of this year. So enjoy your summer. Have a great fall. We'll see you in the winter.